Hi. So we're back to Miss Daisy is Crazy, and the class is ready to meet Principal Klutz. Remember, he's supposed to have a dungeon and he's super mean. That's where he puts the kids down in his basement. So I'm going to start from the second paragraph. Miss Daisy told us to be on our best behavior so Principal Klutz would see how mature we were. Finally, he walked into our room. Welcome to the second grade, he said cheerfully. I'm sure we are all going to have a wonderful year together. Principal Klutz said a lot of stuff about the rules of the school. We're not allowed to run in the halls. We're not allowed to chew gum, stuff like that. But I wasn't listening very closely because I kept staring at his head. He had no hair at all. I mean, none. His head looked like His head looked like a giant egg. When Principal Klutz was all done telling us the rules of the school, he asked if anybody had any questions about what he had said. Did all your hair fall out of your head, I asked, or did you cut it off? Everybody laughed, even though I didn't say anything funny. Miss Daisy looked at me with a mean face. Actually, it was both. Principal Klutz replied with a chuckle. Almost all of my hair fell out on its own, so I decided to shave the rest of it off. That's the saddest story I ever heard, said this girl Emily, and she burst into tears. Don't feel bad, Principal Klutz said. It could have been a lot worse. How? Sniffled Emily. Well, at least my brain didn't fall out of my head. We all laughed, even Emily. Principal Klutz was a pretty funny guy for a principal. Any other questions? Do you have a dungeon down in the basement where you put the bad kids? I asked. Actually, the dungeon is on the third floor, Principal Klutz replied. Nobody laughed this time. He quickly told us that he was just making a joke and that he didn't even have a dungeon at all. Principal Klutz must have felt bad that we didn't think his joke was funny because he invited us all up to the front of the room to touch his bald head. We did, and that made everybody feel a lot better. Principal Klutz seemed nice, but a lot of people seem nice when you first meet them. Then later you find out that they are evil villains who plan to take over the world. I bet he was lying about the dungeon. How to spell read. Before school started, my mother told me that second grade was the most interesting grade because this was the year that I would be able to read chapter books all by myself. I already knew how to read, even though I had tried very hard not to learn. You see, my friend Billy told me that you really don't have to know how to read. Billy says that when you grow up and make lots of money, you can pay people to read for you. That sounded good to me. I hate reading, I announced, when Miss Daisy passed out some spelling worksheets. Me too, agreed Miss Daisy. You do? We all asked. Yup, she said. I can't read a word. You can't? Nope. You can't even spell the word read? Michael Robinson asked. I don't have a clue, she said, scratching her head. The same way she did when she told us she didn't know how to multiply 4 times 4. Just sound it out, Miss Daisy, Andrew suggested. R-E-E-D, Miss Daisy said. No, we all shouted. I give up, she said. Do any of you know how to spell the word read? R-E-A-D, we all chanted. Wow, I didn't know that, marveled Miss Daisy. You have taught me a lot today. How did you get to teach second grade if you don't even know how to spell read? Asked Ryan. Well, I figured that second graders don't know how to spell very well, so it wouldn't matter whether I whether or not I could spell. I know how to spell lots of hard words, Andrea Young announced. Me too, everybody else said. Really, Miss Daisy asked. Like what? Everybody started shouting out words and how to spell them, but Miss Daisy stopped us and made us take turns. She had each of us go up to the chalkboard and write 3 words we knew. I wrote tonight writing at McDonald's. By the time we were done, the whole chalkboard was filled with words. There wasn't even any room left for more. Wow, Miss Daisy said, you kids have taught me so much this morning. I'm really glad I decided to become a teacher. So tomorrow, we're going to read Miss Daisy is Crazy. Have a great day.